Good morning, students. Our today's poem is 2.2 The Sower, written by Victor Hugo, a French poet and novelist. And the poem explains about the agricultural activities. As you know, agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy or every country's economy, but we can say that our country is based on agriculture only. So this poem is very much close to our heart, though it is a French poem, but it was translated into English also later on. So let's know something about the poet Victor Hugo, a French novelist, a poet, and a dramatist of 19th century, and he was regarded as the most important French romantic writers. Though regarded in France as one of the country's greatest poets, he is better known for his novels Notre Dame de Paris and Les Miserables. He was born on 26 Feb 1802 in Besançon, France, and died on May 22, 1885 in Paris. So he was actually considered as a greatest poet, and his works were translated into English and other languages also. So one of the Indian writer Toru Lata Dutt, or known as Toru Dutt, who was considered as the first Indian poetess to write verses in English and French. She translated dozens of poems and completed a novel before her death at the age of 21. So she died at a very early age. Her poems such as Sita, Lotus, or Kosairiana Tree are well loved. So now if we come to The Sower is a translation of Victor Hugo's poem Saison de Semile les Soirs. It is translated by Toru Dutt from French to English. The Sower is the poem that explains about the farmer who is sowing seeds. If we see the central idea of the poem, in this poem, the poet shows a deep appreciation and reverence for the sower. The sower is really working hard daily, day and night. He is working to grow crops and earn the livelihood of his family, and not only for his family, for the nation, for other people too. He is a patient farmer who is skilled in his work. Here, patient means who is having patience. He scatters the seeds and sow them and wait for the time for their reaping, that is cutting off the cultivation. He says that he has seen many bad harvests, so now he is old. However, he is so optimistic of having a good harvest every time he tosses again. So this is the mindset of a farmer, or we can say this is the practice of the farmer after facing so many downfalls, after facing so many difficulties, after facing so many disasters. Still he stands up and start doing his work, and again he waits for another season for harvesting. Again he grows, again he sow, again he harvests, again he waits for the next season. So he does not stop his activities after the failures. So now let's start the explanation of the poem. The Sower. I'll explain it stanza wise. Sitting in a porchway, cool, sunlight I see dying fast. Twilight hastens on to rule, working hours have well nigh passed. So, in these four lines, the poet says that sitting in a porchway, cool, sunlight I see dying fast. That the poet is sitting in the porchway and he is enjoying uh, the sunlight where he is sitting on the entrance. Porchway is the entrance of our house. We call it a porch, like a veranda, we can say. There he is sitting there on the entrance to enjoy the sunset. Now he watches the redness of the sun fading away fast. Twilight means the time uh, which we can say the horizon time, when the light is somewhat orange reddish light is over there, which is really beautiful to see. So he is enjoying the sunset of the sunset, sitting in his porch, and working hours have well passed. Now the time of working, that is, this is the time of winding up the work. So this is our daily activity, that in the morning we start working and by evening we finish our work. So well means almost but not completely or exactly, just about. So this is the time, this is just the time about to finish your work. So first stanza says that the poet is sitting the poet is sitting in his porchway, enjoying the sunset, enjoying the redness of the light, which is dying fast, fading fast, and the working hours are almost past. Shadows run across the lands, but a sower lingers still. Old in rags, he patient stands. Looking on, I feel a thrill. So here the poet says that shadows run across the land. That is, now it is the evening time, and there is no light. People stop their work and they are not seen anywhere as they go back to their home. The shadows are seen over there. There's nothing in the land but the shadows only, which are spreading all over, because in the evening time, you know that shadow spreads very fast. You can see this shadows become enlarged. However, among those shadows the poet sees one sower. So still people are winding up their work, but this sower is still working. He is still on his duty. He is still doing his activities in the field. He says that when people are going back to their homes, now we can see only the long shadows, but the sower is still linger on, he is still staying in the field itself. Old in rags, he patient stands. Now he is old, uh, age wise he is old, he is in his old shabby torn out clothes and stand there. Still he is standing there patiently, although it is getting darker. Watching him, the poet feels thrilled. Why he feels thrilled? Because he's seeing that this farmer is working since morning and still he is working over there, although it is getting darker, night is about to fall, but still he is not seeing any hurriedness, he is not seeing any anxiety on the face of the farmer or the sower. And this sower is working his is doing his work patiently, and he is standing over there in the field itself. Black and high, his silhouette dominates the furrows deep. Now to sow the task is set, soon shall come a time to reap. In the third stanza, the poet says that the sower's silhouette is the wrinkles over the face, the lines over the face. So now he says that silhouette, here he takes the silhouette as the shadow of the sower. That is black and high his silhouette. The wrinkled shadow of the sower is black and high, that is, it is enlarged now, it is dark and keeps growing as the night approaches. It spreads over deep furrows, the narrow trenches which are made to plow the seeds. So these furrows, they are also covered by his shadow now, which are not visible due to darkness. Even these furrows are not, he is not able to see these furrows which are invisible because of darkness. They are also covered by the shadow of the sower. Now to sow the task is set. He says that according to poet, it is the time that now he should stop sowing the seeds because it is dark now, but he is doing it. Soon shall come a time to reap. Now, very soon the time will come when the crops will grow and the sower will be able to reap the fruits of his hard labor and dedicated work. So in this stanza, he says that although his shadow has enlarged, although the darkness is spreading very fast. Even the furrows made by the sower, they are also covered with his shadow. Still he is working because he is waiting for the time when the crops will be ripen and he could reap them for the family and for the other people. Marches he along the plain to and fro, and scatters wide from his hands the precious grains. Muse I as I see him stride. In this stanza, the poet says that the sower marches, that is, he is walking to and fro from one end to other, front or back, from this end to that, and the sower marches to and fro from one end to other end along the plain. Along the plain means his farm, his land, his the place where he is scattering the seeds. So he is marching to and fro from one end to other along the plain, and he is scattering his grains, scatters the precious grains from his hands in the field. Precious grains, why the grains are precious? Grains are precious because these grains are going to quench the hunger of my stomach, because these are the grains which will provide me the energy which is my ultimate food. For that reason, these are the most precious thing of everyone's life. So these grains are precious as they will grow into crops and will make the sower prosperous, and it will remove the hunger of many people. The poet becomes moody, that is sad, by seeing him struggle so much. Muse means inspired, impressed. As I see him stride, that is, he is just see him seeing him taking long steps to do his work. He is so much inspired, he is so much impressed by his work. Now we move to next stanza, the last one. Darkness deepens, fades the light. Now his gestures to mine eyes are august and strange. His height seems to touch the starry skies. So here he says that now soon the darkness deepens. That is, now it is a night time. The night is approaching. The daylight is no more now. The poet cannot see the gestures properly. Gestures means the activities. Whatever activities the farmer is doing, because it is night time now, so he cannot see his activities properly. So they seem to be strange, which he cannot understand now. Now the activities which the sower is doing, so these are invisible now. So now the poet is not able to understand what activities the sower is doing right now. Now they are august. So he says that this sower is an august, that is a noble or a dignified, impressive person for me, and strange his height seems to touch the starry sky. So he's in the last lines he says that the poet says that the height of the sword seems to touch the starry skies. That is, now the darkness is so much that the shadow of the farmer, shadow of the sword is enlarged so much that it seems that it is touching the sky high. So it becomes so much dark that he has become invisible to the sword now. So here he says that he is watching sitting in his porchway and looking at a sower working in his field. Here he explains that how much hard work, how much deep work a sower do to sow his seeds and get the crops from that cultivation. So according to poet, the sower might may be thinking it is time to sow the seeds, and he is doing it. Soon the crops will grow and sower will be able to reap the fruit of his hard work and his dedicated labor. And this poem also contains a lesson for young people. One should work hard while others give up. This way, they will be able to get fruits of their dedication. Actually, if we see a farmer, if we see a sower working in the field, it actually teaches us many lessons. To do hard work, to be patient, that is to have patience, and then just wait patiently for the fruit to come back to me, because if you do hard work, you will definitely get the sweet fruit of your hard work. It happens that somebody gets it early and somebody gets it later. It takes some time for some people to get the fruit, but some people get it easily because luck factor also work over there. But this poem gives us the lesson that if you want to have a good harvest, do hard work. So this is a lesson for you all that if you want to get good marks, do hard work. If you want to get success, do hard work. So this is the message of this poem. So here I stop. Thank you very much.